I wanted to ask you about sustaining what happened on Saturday night. I know you liked how the team played defensively. Offensively, were you pleased with the number of scoring chances?
I liked our team offensively also, and that helped the defense because we played more in the offensive zone. So you're better offensively, that helps the defense. That's what we've been talking about, right? So our execution was better, our structure was better, our compete level was better, and we had better goaltending.
Is it too strong to say that that game is the blueprint for every game going forward?
Yeah, that's been the blueprint for every game going back to training camp, but it just doesn't always happen that way, you know. So key there, we were solid in a lot of areas, and we got the saves we needed. Right, we didn't give up a lot, but when we needed saves, we got them.
I think Marty said we had a 1-0 mentality, and it finally worked. He said that after the game.
We've had a 1-0 mentality since the start of training camp, though. So it's yeah, no, it was a solid game throughout, and it was, like I say, it comes back to defending well, playing well with the puck, and your goaltender's got to play well.
You kind of touched on this after the game, but the spotlight that the opposition puts on Oliver, we're seeing that very much in the physical play that's been emerging. Do you worry about how he handles himself? He seems like his head's on a swivel and he's always aware, but do you worry about the spotlight, the attention he garners?
He gives out as much as he gets, so don't think this is all just poor Oliver here, right? He competes hard, so that's what the game is. The game is physical, and when you're a real good player, you know, teams are aware of you.
Is that impressive, though, that with the attention he elicits, he still manages to have an impact, whether it be a game-winning goal or he seems to be kind of at the forefront of trying to get this better defending scheme in place?
Well, he's a leader on our team, and he's one of our top players. So when those guys play the way they can and play for the team, you see the things that he brings, and then it makes our team better. So that's why he's a leader. That's why he's a top player, because he has the capability of doing those things.
What made you think of him and Murph? He said he'd never played with him before, but he seems to like that.
A little bit last year, but
yeah.
Murph continues to grow as a player. We just want to see where he can get to.
Talk about the motivation from a coaching standpoint to change defensive pairings. Is it based on what you see out of certain players? Because it seems fairly constant over the course of a season that defensive pairings and also line mates will change as well.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, injuries and performance have a big part of it. You know, losing Mikhailuk on the back. You know, Stone hasn't penalty killed as much this year as he has in the past, but Mikhailuk is a good penalty killer, so we moved back Stone with Grossman to give us a real good penalty killing pair. Murphy has been kind of up and down, but he had a few games off and has come back and played very well. So we just tried to see if we could get him and EL up and going. And then, you know, the third pair, we've got Dahlbeck with Elliott, and you got one defender and one good puck mover. So you're always trying to, some of it is geared, you know, you're always geared to try to be the most efficient you can, but injuries, special teams, matchups of other teams, sometimes just for the change, just to snap everybody to attention is something you do too. Those are more in-game ones though, that when a guy misses a rotation, he goes, "Why did I miss my rotation? Maybe your line wasn't very good."
Dave, is Mikkel, does he seem to embed himself even further into the core of the team this year with not only leadership but his production? How does he continue to evolve? I know this is a contract year for him, but he seems that he's enjoying the season more and taking on maybe a bigger chunk of responsibility.
Yeah, I think at the start of the year, you could see that he had a lot of questions in his mind how things were going to go, but then once he kind of got up and going, he's been real good for us. You know, you watch him day to day. He's in games and practices, he's just a really good player. So he's you know, we put the A on him for a couple games there through injury, and he embraced that. And you know, like you're a young player growing into a middle-aged player when you're expected to be a leader on a team. Some guys shy away from it, some guys embrace it, and he really embraced it. So it's good for him.